It's like a loot machine. All around town, people trying to get down. It's like a loot machine.
Follow the Black College Sports Network and all of our shows on YouTube. You can find us at MyJBN Online and on all social media at MyBCSN1.
For my people that don't get to see me, trying to remind you who you are, just like in Romans 3. See, we about to blow across the world just like a day that's breezy. This motivation for the people, and this classic Bible teaching say, make this for my people that don't get to see me, trying to remind you who you are, just like in Romans 3. See, we about to blow across the world just like a day that's breezy. This motivation for the people, and this classic Bible teaching, motivation.
There's a shot. That might be. It could be. Right field. Grand slam. What a shot. That's how you get hot, young fella.
Thank you guys for what you do for HBCU athletics. This is a fantastic avenue for all of us. This is our ESPN, so we love what you guys do. All you guys at BCSN, we really appreciate what it is that you guys do for us. Thank you guys for what you do for HBCU athletics. This is a fantastic avenue for all of us. This is our ESPN, so we love what you guys do. Brian, AD, Roy, all you guys at BCSN, we really appreciate what it is that you guys do for us.
It's like a loot machine. All around town, people trying to get down. It's like a loot machine.
Follow the Black College Sports Network and all of our shows on YouTube. You can find us at MyJBN Online and on all social media at MyBCSN1.
For my people that don't get to see me, trying to remind you who you are, just like in Romans 3. See, we about to blow across the world just like a day that's breezy. This motivation for the people, and this classic Bible teaching say, make this for my people that don't get to see me, trying to remind you who you are, just like in Romans 3. See, we about to blow across the world just like a day that's breezy. This motivation for the people, and this classic Bible teaching, motivation.
There's a shot. That might be. It could be. Right field. Grand slam. What a shot. That's how you get hot, young fella. Thank you guys for what you do for HBCU athletics. This is a fantastic avenue for all of us. This is our ESPN, so we love what you guys do. All you guys at BCSN, we really appreciate what it is that you guys do for us. Thank you guys for what you do for HBCU athletics. This is a fantastic avenue for all of us. This is our ESPN, so we love what you guys do. Brian, AD, Roy, all you guys at BCSN, we really appreciate what it is that you guys do for us.
It's like a loot machine. All around town, people trying to get down. It's like a loot machine.
Follow the Black College Sports Network and all of our shows on YouTube. You can find us at MyJBN Online and on all social media at MyBCSN1.
For my people that don't get to see me, trying to remind you who you are, just like in Romans 3. See, we bout to blow across the world just like the day that's breezy. This motivation for the people, and this classic Bible teaching say, make this for my people that don't get to see me. Trying to remind you who you are, just like in Romans 3. See, we bout to blow across the world just like the day that's breezy. This motivation for the people, and this classic Bible teaching. Motivation.
There's a shot. To the right. It could be. Right field. Grand slam. What a shot. That's how you get hot.
It's 8 o'clock and it's Monday. This was the longest month of my life. Welcome to Candid Conversations with
LaShawn
and Sonja. It's 8 o'clock. It's Monday and we're back. I really, really think that this was the longest month of my life. It's November and it's still November. I mean, we had 5 Mondays and we skipped 2. So we sorry. We missed y'all. It's been 2 weeks. We're back and glad to be back. How was the holiday? That was my question. You know, we were supposed to have a pre-holiday, but now this is a post-holiday.
Yeah, since the holidays are over.
Yep, so they went fast. You know how I go. Family, it's always stressful when folks try to get together or don't get together, but I had a low-key holiday, so hopefully everybody...
I work, so, I mean, it is what it is. I was at work.
Right. Okay, well, that's what happens. Gotta do. Gotta do what you gotta do. I mean, it was... I ain't not work. I just, you know, on the holiday, it was just Thursday. I went and had dinner at home, so, and then worked Friday and Saturday like that. So, yeah, it's, again, it is Monday and glad to be back. So, who's online here? Hey, Ternique, I see ya. Y'all miss
So, we
us?
got Ternique, we got my brother Arnold, Bear Truth Grice, we got Hey Diane, Auntie Diane, we got, Monica.
Hey, Monica.
We got Billy, we got Vicky in the house. Hey, what's up, y'all?
Billy. What's
So
up?
that's all I see right now.
Okay, well, thanks for getting online with us at 8 o'clock. We appreciate you now and later. Show. Okay, well, we missed a couple weeks, so we're going to do a couple topics. The first topic, was that making your significant other?
This is making your significant other pay for your trauma.
You need to
That
fix.
you need to fix.
Yes, you can't make others do that. And then after the break, we'll come back with 7 ways to heal your childhood trauma. So, I was looking online for trending topics this week, and it don't seem like I think people slowed down before they had to cook that turkey. So it ain't too much going on out there. So, but there's a few things now. I had read Trey Songz was going to Las Vegas to have a party for his birthday. Now he done got his ass in trouble. Now he got sexual assault charges. He done doing the
From Las Vegas?
Yes. Where we take the girls back to the room and wake up and something done happened you don't know. So somebody saying something sexually unacceptable happened in that room. So now he's gonna be charged, because he the most famous. So that's the first name that come up. So stupid. I don't understand when people gonna learn. If
y'all don't leave these little heifers at the bar,
I know,
and wherever y'all meet them at, and stop bringing them back to y'all room, because a lot of times, leave them little heifers where they at. That's all I'm gonna say.
Bring
about
your
that.
heifers with you.
Yeah.
How about that?
How about that? If you got somebody, bring them with you. It's okay to bring sand to the beach if it's gonna keep you free.
Yes.
If it's gonna keep you from getting the case, bring some sand to the beach. Stop trying to get some new pussy, because sometimes new pussy ain't good for you. How about that?
How about it?
Y'all
There
be
you
getting
go.
on my nerves. Now I'm
it's
tired of it.
I know it's like it's the stupid. I mean, it's been going on for decades and decades. How many times do y'all gotta get pulled to the side and said, don't do this, because you can't cover your ass.
And you done fell asleep, and now you
Yeah.
done woke up to some charges, and you
Yep.
probably don't even know what happened.
Tupac did the same thing. He was sleeping in the other room. Just because they did something to the girl, he got sentenced to it. This don't make no sense. I still don't understand that whole case, but that's how it works. You with the crew, you get it charged too. That was a rhyme. Bill Cosby too did back in the news.
He in the news for he need to sit down.
Yeah, they taking this to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court needs to weigh in on what Pennsylvania did, because they said he didn't have immunity. They said they did it wrong, so they trying to put his old butt right back in jail.
They need to leave Bill Cosby alone. He ain't in his last days.
I don't know. Bill Cosby better tighten up. He was trying to sue the state. He better.
Just sit down.
That's what I'm saying. Leave him alone.
Sometimes you can do too much.
Yeah, that's why they still looking for you. Because if you do too much, they gonna come for you too.
Leave them white folk alone.
Leave them alone.
How about that?
You out. Keep it pimping. That's all I would tell you to
Enjoy
do.
your last days free. You don't want to go back there to be locked up.
I know. He already did 2 years. Old as hell, blind in one eye. Shut down somewhere. Well, they everybody's putting a shout out about Virgil Abloh, who is a designer with Louis Vuitton. So
right, I saw
just
that.
a young death. Anytime that happens, it's just I don't care what you do.
Right.
41 is still not enough.
Yeah.
So
especially 41 cancer.
To his family and friends and others. You know what I'm saying? That's just one of those things. The last one I want to talk about is Rihanna's ass out on Instagram. She think these little tie-up booty pants is for everybody. What y'all think? It don't seem flattering to me. I don't know. I mean, they just. I guess your time they fall off. That's all I know.
Hey, you like them?
Hey, hands up. So whatever. I bet you they cost like $99. So I'm gonna tear a hole in my own and just. There you go.
Put some string on it, get you a safety pin with some string.
It's a little string in it already. Just cut a hole in the back.
That's it.
I ain't gotta pay no $99 for that. Then they take a long time to get here because they come through the supply chain, and you never gonna get it.
Yeah, you don't know what's gonna happen with that supply chain situation.
If you can't touch it right now, you ain't getting it for Christmas. I don't believe it unless it's in town.
It's struggling. Yeah, they're struggling out there.
Yeah, it's too much. It's too much.
The struggle bus done pulled up, and the driver done got out and started smoking a cigarette.
Yeah, I know. They got all those people working at Amazon, and I don't know what's happening. They, everybody went to Amazon. They missing everybody. Ain't nobody at work at none of these restaurants. They all work for Amazon. So, yeah, better know. Oh, did you hear about the girl? It was at McDonald's, I believe. It was one of the restaurants. I think it was McDonald's. The lady kept harassing her. She finally got sick of that woman and threw that hot coffee right in her damn face. Y'all better leave these folks alone. They ain't making enough money to put up with y'all shit.
Right.
So leave folk alone, period.
And stop going to restaurants acting a fool anyway.
Yeah,
you don't go to no restaurant acting a fool where people have to prepare your meals. I can never understand people being rude at the restaurant. I can't understand that.
Yeah, LaShawn don't like you talk to nobody. When you go out to eat, she don't talk to them. Don't say nothing.
Don't be rude to them people.
Let me get my food. Don't talk to nobody.
You can talk, but talk with some sense.
I'm just saying, don't
be
harass
rude.
nobody.
Don't be rude.
Yeah.
I won't eat. If I'm with some people and y'all rude to me, I will not eat, because you know what? Here's the thing. Them people already not getting paid a lot of money. They working for tips, number one. Then they have to deal with their dumbass coworkers and managers and stuff. And then you come in there acting a fool too. On top of that, ain't nobody got time for that. So no, I ain't finna be eating. I'll be like, I'm good.
Yeah, leave those folks alone. I mean, come on, what could have been so crazy that you just got hot coffee thrown on you? Said something. I know you did, and so that I know she shouldn't have thrown the coffee because now she in trouble. But them young people ain't got no coping skills. They don't know nothing about none of that. I know what I can do for you. Get you some hot coffee on your ass.
Yeah.
That's what happened. All right, well, that's all I saw in that, in those crazy things. But I do got a 6mm Crazy Award.
Okay.
After 3 years, dumb Jussie Smollett is still going to be prosecuted for his fake hate crime. Juicy Smollett, Jossie, whatever his name is. You knew he was going to be a problem when they named him Juicy.
Don't do that, because all their kids' names start with a J.
Yeah, they do.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
They all start with
That-
a J.
That's what Dave Chappelle did.
Yeah, I know. He called him Juicy.
It is Juicy.
Don't do that.
But for a different reason, I get it. But yeah, so he had,
Y'all silly.
But hey, they ain't let it go though, because they took it to a grand jury, and the grand jury said they wanted to move forward. So he could get up to 3 years in prison for that. And he ain't going to jail, but
he might go.
You never know. I mean, he ain't a big star, so he could possibly go.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's, they put
they make an example out of him.
Mm-hmm. They put a lot of people
he
in jail.
Black, so his the black side work out for him. So
you get in trouble just cause being black. This ain't doing nothing. Just being black.
Now if he was white, they probably be like, oh, he was just. He had
some
mental health problems.
That's what I'm saying. They would have put him in the hospital.
He couldn't distinguish the difference between hate, and they would have left that alone. But you had black, your white side might not have, but your black side, your ass going to jail.
Right. Yeah, and they told those two people, if you don't turn against them, they're going to put you in jail too for being a part of it. So they going to, the $3,500, he only paid him $3,500. He ain't even really pay him enough to.
And we was rocking with him though from Empire. We loved
I know.
him.
How you gonna?
So why would you do that?
He said because it was supposed to be a publicity stunt because he didn't feel like he was getting paid enough. So he was gonna bring attention to himself. But I hate crime.
Yeah, bro.
What?
Come on,
breaking your car. Steal your mink coat. Do something like that. How
about set your ass down? How about that? How about you can sing, you talented. How about if you feel like you ain't getting enough, you could have showed them by shining some other kind of way.
Right.
You ain't have to do that, your goofy ass. So if you do get locked up, you probably do need to just go to jail, because just for being stupid.
That is stupid.
Just being stupid, because you could have easily did something else, because you too talented.
I mean, you was burning a light. You was they had special songs for him and everything.
Yeah.
What the hell? I mean, what are you doing?
Goofy.
3 years later, they still gonna take his butt on the court, and they gonna probably get him. Then he did it. Shit, it ain't. It's about 5 charges on here that he gets. So you win, dumb juicy. The 6 centimeters of crazy. You had to be somewhere near crazy when you thought of that shit.
Whoever helped you concoct that idea.
He concocted that. He didn't call nobody on this team and tell them that. I promise you.
He did it by himself.
Yes, because I watched.
He ain't sending nobody to jail.
He ain't did it by himself. Somebody on his team probably was like, you need to bring some media to yourself. So he ain't did it by himself.
Well, they need to be right there next to him, because anybody thought of that.
He ain't gonna throw them under the bus.
Who thought it? I mean, that is not. It don't even make no sense.
He probably had a whole team.
They got cameras everywhere you can move. Your phone is being tracked. Yeah. Your bank account. He wrote a check. You couldn't even get $3,500 in cash, nigga. I mean, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be disrespectful, but come on, man.
Yeah, you
$3,500 and you wrote a check. You thought you was gonna write your attack off or something for nutrition and health?
Bless his heart.
Bless your heart, because you needed this, because you was being on way dumbass right there. That's all I gotta say. You had to been 6 real close millimeters to the crazy too. He was getting paid good. What is wrong with the folks? What is paid enough? What is paid enough?
Let me tell you something. Nobody's ever gonna pay you your worth. So if you're blessed to work on a show or to do something that you love and you getting paid for it, and you feel like they're not paying you enough, that's your turn to do something else, to elevate yourself so that you can make more money.
Right.
Because you can never rely on other people to pay you what you think you're worth, because they're never going to do that. And if you're working for somebody who has a business, that's their dream, that's their vision, and they just found a bunch of goddamn people to work their vision. So if you don't like it, you got to do something and leave and work your own vision.
Yes.
But nobody's ever gonna pay you enough when you go into the little funky ass jobs. Ain't nobody gonna pay you enough. So if you're not satisfied with it, you got to do something else. Right. I'm sorry, but you do.
You do. You got to make it work for yourself.
You got to make that work for you till you can do what you want to do, to where you can make the money that you feel like you need to make. Because at the end of the day, nobody is going to pay you what you think you are worth.
Right. You cannot. You know, I know they do publicity stuff, and I know people do things to draw, numbers to their page and stuff like that. But, when you put somebody in the light of them being homosexual or something like that, and that they were jumping on because of that, you move to another level.
Yeah.
You've caused a problem for yourself.
Because you just caused a problem. You could have potentially caused a problem for somebody else.
Yeah, because they could have just, how about if they had
just picked a random person.
Pick a random person to get back because they did it to you, or somebody started a riot or some type of, insertion because, this happened to one of the stars of, Empire.
Empire, yeah.
You know how people love their stars?
Yeah, and these people out here crazy.
You can't do that. You can't be doing nothing like that. Whoever that's for, don't be causing problems that don't need to be caused. Because people will do it all the time.
Right.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Well, that's all. I thought he deserved that. Mm-hmm. So, making your significant other pay for your trauma, you need to fix. I know that's a real big picture because people in relationships or out of relationships, we all look back and be like, you did this, you did that,
and then people be holding on to stuff.
Grudges ain't no
unforgiving. I mean, sometimes you just gotta be like, okay, this happened, and find a way to try to let it go.
Right, let it go.
And if that means you gotta forgive yourself, you gotta forgive others. I'm not saying that you have to forget.
No,
I ain't saying that you gotta even go back and deal with them people who hurt you. But you somewhere you gotta let it go because it becomes toxic, and then it just spills out to all other relationships. So every relationship that you come in is now toxic or is filled with negativity because you still running around here unhealed from some stuff that happened to you
right
when you was young. So you need to work on that.
I know a lot of people still talking about something that happened to them tens of decades ago because sometimes it comes up like with domestic violence. That's something that gonna always be something that I have to speak about because it happened. You know what I mean? But the person that it involved, we don't have no relationship, and I don't have to do anything with them. You know what I'm saying? But in the fact of the matter is, there's no relationship without some type of repentance or some type of understanding that they had a part to play in the trauma itself. But some people go to the point where they just gonna get you back, especially if you have children. Or, what I'm saying, like that, they will use that against you. They will keep them away from you because they say you did something to them and they going to make you pay. That's the thing that will keep you on a bad path for yourself.
Right.
Because you can't endure all that negativity and just, keep being negative. You're going to make yourself sick. And, sometimes people, in like blended families and things like that, a lot of times the spouses don't get along. And it is a true situation to raise somebody else's child in your house or let your child go to somebody else's house and be raised. And a lot of tension comes between trying to parent at the same time that happened. And I had to just decide that I just don't want to have that negativity. I'm going to let it go. I'm not going to cause it. I'm not going to accept it. It just has to be done. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times I had ill will towards that person, so I had to let it go. And I'm done with it. You know what I'm saying? And I don't make my husband talk about it or bring it up. It's over. It's just over. Sometimes you have to just decide what's enough. Yeah,
that's true. But you know what? A lot of times, though, people want to be victims. People always want to be the victim. They don't never want to, just take ownership for nothing.
No.
Sometimes you have to take ownership for your actions.
Yes.
Just own up to it and, ask for forgiveness from somebody if you need to ask for forgiveness. Forgive yourself for doing that because there's no telling where you were during that time and place or what your mental capacity was or mental headspace was. So if you do something to harm somebody, go back to them and ask them. And if you can't go back and ask them for forgiveness, write a letter to them. Even if you don't mail it to them, at least write a letter to them.
Okay.
And for people who have been traumatized by people like that or by someone or feel like somebody has wronged them or whatever, you have to get it in your mind where you're not going to be a victim either. Because a lot of times people love to live on Woe Is Me Boulevard. You need to change your address.
Yeah.
For real, though, because you know what? It happened. You can't change it. You can't go back and fix that situation. You don't have to deal with that person. But at the end of the day, you got to look around and see how is that affecting my other relationships. How is this affecting my, not just intimate relationship, but your relationships with your family, your relationship with your siblings, your relationship with your aunties, your cousins, your kids. You have to go back and look at that. Because you can't continue to be running around here angry about stuff that happened to you years ago, but then you taking it out on everybody else instead of getting some help.
Right.
Because all you're doing is pushing those people away, and they don't deserve to be, to be treated like that. And I don't know where I got this from, but there was like 11 things that unhealed childhood trauma manifests as. So I'm just going to go down the list.
Okay.
Number one is fixing others. You don't want to fix yourself, but you try to fix somebody else.
Always.
Sit your ass down. Work on you. People pleasing. Number two, people pleasing. Number three, codependency. You know, number four, external validation. You always got to be, you know, you looking for somebody else to validate you, who you are. You got to validate your own self. You got to wake up and know that you shine no matter what.
No matter what.
Yeah.
Yes.
Living on high alert. You always expecting for the other shoe to drop. Like you always waiting for something to happen.
Wow.
Like something bad to happen. Like you ain't expecting nothing good to happen to you. So you always on high alert so that it can, you know, kind of reinforce the victim mode.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
when
saying?
you on high alert, you just want something to happen.
Yeah,
so,
you just
so
wait.
You have something to complain about.
So you have something to complain about. Number 6, fear of abandonment.
Abandonment is hard though,
Yeah.
because you learn that as a child when that's a real issue that needs counseling.
Yeah, that really is because
is.
you know your formative childhood years, you know, are very important, and if you don't get that reinforcement from your parents that everything's going to be okay, you do fear abandonment. And so when you do get with somebody else, that right there kind of leads to codependency.
Yep.
And codependency kind of leads to pleasing others because you don't want that person to abandon you. So you're going to do whatever you have to do to please them in hopes that they will stay with you. Because I read this article where, it may not have been an article, it could have been in The Shrouded Lighthouse, this book I'm reading by Zoe Williams, where he talked about the white knight syndrome. And a lot of times people do have that white knight syndrome, like you want to be the knight in shining armor for this other person so that this person will need you, it's kind of gives you some kind of false security that if I'm doing this and this for this person, they're not going to leave me and you don't kind of show them how to do certain shit for themselves because then if they do it for themselves, then they don't need you.
Yeah,
so that all falls into this, you know, unhealed childhood trauma. Number 7, deprioritizing your own needs. You always putting other people's needs before yourself. Right. And I tell people, sometimes you can't put other people's needs before yourself because you'll burn out. And how you going to help others or be good to others and you burnt out? Yes. And you are no longer good to yourself.
That's right.
Number 8, you need to prove yourself to people.
No, that's
constantly trying to prove yourself. Number 9, you tolerate abusive behavior. People talk to you crazy. People can do whatever and then come back and say, oh, I'm sorry, I only did that because you did this or you made me do that. And you tolerate that because you got all this other stuff going on that I just...
And that's part of gaslighting them for the person that make you feel like you're the reason they slapped you against the wall.
Yeah, no, why did I slap you? You slapped me because your hand went back and came forward.
Ain't no reason for nobody to slap nobody. I don't care how hard it get. You could walk away. That's your choice.
Yeah, you could go ahead on.
Yeah, go on with your crazy self.
Yeah, and number 10, you attract narcissistic partners. And number 11, you have difficulty setting boundaries.
The setting boundary issue is something that is the foundation first. Let's set some rules and regulations in this relationship. These new 30-something people, I don't know nobody who they just all messed up. But anyway, if they got, I don't know what they know. They don't know anything that I know. I'm confused by the whole thing. Like, how old are they gonna be? How are they gonna be before they stop?
They're not.
Oh, okay. Okay, thank you. Oh my God.
I mean, it's the social media. It's the whole way that life is now. You know, you live through people and their social media presence. That has become the reality.
That is the reality.
And 95% of that isn't real.
It's not real. That is not. They real because you getting them paid. That's what real is. Yeah. All your looks and likes towards them making them money. But all of that, they get free stuff. All that stuff they show us online, folks sending rich people stuff and back and forth, they get free stuff. Then you go out there and try to get Louis Vuitton, and you go out there and try to get Gucci, you got to pay for. What? What are you doing?
And you know, social media is just all, everybody going to be living their best life on social media.
Oh, yeah.
They going to post their best pictures. They going to have on their best outfits. They going to, when they go into all the hot spots, they not going to show you. A lot of people ain't gonna show you
their scars.
They ain't gonna show you when they at home with their head wrapped up and they ain't got on no makeup
or they ain't got on their wig
or they just woke up. A lot of times people not gonna show you that. People ain't gonna show you a list or a bunch of past due notices.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Let me see your bills.
Right. People ain't gonna show you. They ain't gonna show you no real bank account statement where you got a negative $25 in that bitch. You know what I'm saying? So you looking at people's life on social media and you comparing it to your life and you thinking your life is shit. Through a filter.
Yeah,
exactly, through a filter, because they done filtered the picture and then did all this stuff. And meanwhile, back at the ranch, they struggling too. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, they probably fighting depression and all kind of other stuff. But then they get on social media and act like their whole life is popping.
Yeah,
and they not. And so you cannot live your life based off of that. And then you want to post and you want to get likes and all this and that, and then you don't get them and you start feeling some kind of way.
You know, it's funny because that didn't just start with social media. That actually started, I guess y'all are around my age.
Yeah, we are. We got gray hair too. Go ahead.
So, yeah. You know, it honestly, and I tell this story all the time. It started with, and I'm going to say, I say it was the West Coast rappers.
Really?
Because I don't believe it started, I know it didn't start with the Miami bass music.
Okay, right.
I lived in
all y'all
Miami, and I know
was
them
shaking
jokers,
and
they
getting
was like
naked.
that. Yeah.
Don't stop, get it.
Right. But I tell a story. I met Eazy-E.
Oh, I love West Coast music.
When I used to work at Burger King.
Oh, wow.
And I will never forget the day I met him because came in Miami.
Oh, God.
We used to do this. They used to do this concert at Bayfront Park every summer when they would bring the hottest artists would come in and do the concert at the park. And the Bayfront Park was like 2 blocks down from a Burger King I worked at. And so I was at work one day complaining that I had left my music at home. They usually let us play our own music and stuff. And so he was there. It was him and DJ Yella. He came in there. And he walks up to they walk up to the counter and they hear me complaining. He was like, well, hey man, I got this tape that you can check out, man, and listen to it. And I'm looking at him like, who the hell is this Carlton?
Yeah, because he's little.
Not besides him being little, but just the way he was talking.
Oh, really? Okay.
He was like very articulate. He was very mannerable. He was very this and that. So when I put the music in and heard the tape, I'm sitting up here like, this you? I'm like, are you serious? He's like, man, look, it's just, he's like, it's an act.
It is.
It's
we found out later.
Right.
But that's how most of those cats are.
Yeah.
And so, and it's like it moved from the West Coast over back to the East Coast. Everybody got to be a drug dealer now. Everybody got to be a thug. And see, that's why
when they was talking about reality rap.
Oh, yeah.
Right. That's what they was doing. And I say that got real, that got canceled real quick when they was doing that mess. When they started that beef from the West Coast with Miami.
Yeah.
And Luke and the boys.
No, they was like, Luke, Miami is different. You don't mess with folks in Miami, they will shoot you. Yeah, that was for real.
That
they
Miami
don't play
rap.
that.
But see, that was one of the things that was funny about it. Like I said, we never really had rap where back then in the day, it was all about shaking your behind.
Yeah, it was.
Shaking your behind, getting freaky, and having some fun.
Yeah, that's it. It wasn't none of that.
All that violence and stuff. And see, that's one of the things that we didn't do in Miami. You don't talk about violence.
Right.
You just do violence.
Because you realize that Red Bottom's been around for about 50 years. And I never knew what a Louis Vuitton, whatever, was until the last 5-10 years. I didn't know what Red Bottoms were.
Yeah,
those been out forever.
They start talking about them.
Yeah, they not new. Balenciaga ain't new. Ain't none of that stuff new. But it brought it to the mainstream because of the rappers and the girls and stuff. Now that we see, you go back, you look at some old pictures, they got on Red Bottoms from back in the day. That ain't nothing new. And so all of this fake reality, you know what I'm saying? It does, it just causes problems. But anyway, with the relationships in the, what I had looked up, a trigger, when you're looking at your past relationship trauma, I know we all have triggers and we all have to look at what that is. Because once you even leave that bad relationship and still feel like they owe you something, you move into your new relationship with that same mess. And then the trigger happens, and then you start that with them. Yeah. And then you like making the innocent person pay for what somebody else did to you, and it's not fair to them.
And it's not. But the thing is, though, until you heal that unhealed trauma in you, you're going to continue to attract the same type of relationships. Yes. Until you actually deal with what you're supposed to deal with and learn from it. So you can't constantly be the victim in every relationship. If I be telling people sometimes, if you've been married 3-4 times, it's not them, it's you. So you need to don't get married no more. Don't walk down nobody's aisle unless you're going for prayer and deal with what you got to deal with. Because it is not, at this point, it is not them, it's you.
Right.
And you keep attracting same person, same type of person, different face, different name. So until you deal with that, so if something shows up in your life, and we say this all the time, if something shows up with your life as a mirror, if somebody shows up in your life and they do some shit that you don't like, guess what? There's something going on with you that triggered that.
Yeah.
So you need to sit down and sit back and reflect and try to figure out, okay, what it is about me that I need to change. Because you can't change somebody else. Right. All you can do is change you and change yourself in that situation.
Right.
But, you know what? You're right, though. People be coming and they be triggering you because you still got some unhealed stuff in you.
Yep, and therapy is good for you. You can do it online now. You don't even have to go and sit in the office no more,
you can talk to them on the TV.
Yeah.
You can talk to them on the computer.
On the TV,
computer, whatever. You can talk to them on Zoom.
Yeah, I'm
going to
get me a new Zoom. I need a Zoom therapist.
You can Zoom with your therapist now.
I need to get a new therapist because
you ain't got to spend no gas money.
It's about time. Yeah, because all that driving and stuff is making me tired. And then I get there and I be tired and I don't want to talk. Like, and then she was mean to me. She had that bitch face all the time.
Sometimes they mean because you need tough love. Now, you keep coming in and y'all talking about the same thing and you ain't doing the homework and you ain't doing nothing. Ain't nobody gonna keep on fooling with you. Sometimes they be mean because you need tough love. It's tough love.
It.
Yeah, but you still need tough love.
Yeah, she had that resting bitch face. I was like, oh, God, I got to talk to her today. I didn't want to talk to her even though she was on the computer. I was like trying to get away from it. Anyways, I need a new therapist. Anybody got a referral? So, okay. I guess I digressed there. But yeah, I had those triggers though when I got in my relationship after, being in a traumatic relationship, and I was, being mean to my husband and all that kind of stuff because of what was happening. It took a long time to get that baggage off my back. Really, it does. Yeah. So, and, it is something that you got to, on purpose, be conscious of. You need to get in therapy. You can meditate. If you got hate in your heart or you got, some type of malice towards someone, you got to figure out how to get that out of your life because that's not going to help you go down into a positive road.
It's cancerous. It eats you up.
Yep, it will eat you up.
And dude, people don't understand that all disease starts in the mind. Disease means dis-ease. And all diseases starts in the mind.
Yes, ma'am.
People don't realize that. Right. So when you got all these illnesses and sicknesses coming up on you, you need to really do a self-assessment and see what's going on in your mind. What's going on in your life? What is occupying all your thoughts? Because let me tell you something, you never have a single thought. All it is the same thought on loop, on replay.
Wow.
Just constantly replaying, maybe in a different way. You having a conversation with somebody over and over and over again.
True.
Because you ever have a conversation in your mind with somebody and you going to cuss them out and you going to get them told. And then when you see them, it don't even happen like that.
Nope.
But there is no new thoughts. So when you have a thought, it just keeps looping.
Yeah.
So you have to figure out a way to quiet the mind. And that's where meditation comes in at. Meditation will help you quiet the mind. Sometimes when negative thoughts come in, you have to be like out. You have to be like, stop. You have to talk to yourself and be like, out. And you have to change the channel.
Yeah.
You have to change that thought, because if you don't, you're going to continue to have that thought. You're going to continue to work yourself up. Next thing you know, your heart is racing. You nervous. You done got mad, or you done got sad or whatever. Yeah. The next thing you know, your ass is sick.
Yep. In the hospital and had a dang on episode, or you done went back to using or doing whatever it is that you were trying to stay away from. It just will, instantly bring you back. So, making your significant other pay for past traumas you need to fix is on you. So you need to do the work.
And you know what? And I'm going to extend that to say just to anybody. But I also want to say this too, because a lot of times people be traumatized by stuff that people say.
Right.
And people don't understand that words hit harder than a fist.
Yeah.
So, because like a lot of times people want to talk about people's skin color, because we got colorism in the African American community, and people love to like call their dark skinned relatives, my chocolate job, chocolate, smoke, blue, you know what I'm saying, black boy, all that stuff. And y'all may be looking at it as, oh, that's just a nickname that we gave to them. Or if somebody's skinny, you might call them skinny. Or if somebody big, they might call big boy, or they even might call them tiny or whatever.
Right.
But what y'all fail to realize is that hurts their feelings, especially if their confidence is not right to where they don't embrace their body type, or they don't embrace their skin color. And then they go out into the world and somebody say something that's a trigger. But then they come home and you reinforcing that trigger because you calling them chocolate drop, or you calling them chocolate, or you calling them smoke, or you calling them big boy, or you calling them skinny, or you calling them that. So now you reinforcing the negative shit that the world says to them, and now you got this person messed up.
Right.
And so I'm saying this. Y'all need to cut that bullshit out. So on behalf of everybody who's ever been teased or said something negative to, I'm going to send you love and light. And to the ones who's ever done it to somebody, you can go and kiss their ass, both cheeks.
Yeah,
because we tired of that.
We peace out on that.
Yeah, we tired of that.
I mean, I know exactly what she's saying. I mean, you can't be light enough. You can't be dark enough. It's just, what the heck? Light-skinned people call you yellow banana.
Yellow banana.
What?
Light bright, almost
light bright,
white.
all this kind of stuff. White girl, all this stuff. What? And then when you dark, like she said, they call you black baby. You know, they call
baby,
all
that.
tar
Black
baby.
African
Oh my God.
Booty scratcher.
Just
or if it's a situation where you're not real light, but you're not real dark.
Right.
Then you in the middle.
Right.
So it just be all kind of stuff.
Yeah,
we need to cut that out,
yeah,
though.
and at this day and
especially
age.
with the kids, especially with kids and teenagers that's growing up now, because
Right.
they can't handle that. They not built like we was. We had bullies that we fought with all through school, and now we probably friends with some of them bullies. But these kids can't deal with no bullies. They ain't built like that. They don't even go outside.
Yeah, they don't go outside. You're right. How they gonna get bullied? They don't even go out there.
They don't even go outside.
That's why they online and they get
meek.
bullied. They don't know what to do. And I'm not saying nothing, but we do need to watch our children online. We need to be knowing what's going on. Just because they got a phone don't mean it's theirs. You know what I'm saying? You need to be monitoring their activity.
Exactly.
You need to look at their because they slick though. Oh, they slick. They got 3 and 4 different log-ons. They got one that you see, then they log off from that one. Then they log on to their other identity to talk to the people that they want to talk to. So, yeah, there's a lot going on out here in these streets, and it's dangerous for all of us, actually, old and young. You know, people still become missing. And I wanted to, before we go to break or whatever, I wanted to bring up a new topic I wanted to talk about next week. It's about missing black. We have a lot of missing black people, and they get no coverage. It took 12 years for them to prosecute this one man for killing his sister when they knew he had to be the one that did it, because she had a camera. She went in the house, he came out, and she never did. What? 12? But they had no, evidence or nothing that could prove.
Dan O'Brien got this special
that
comes out on HBO.
That's
Missing
it.
in
I
Black.
just watched it.
I watched that last Friday. I think.
Missing in Black. You need to watch that.
Yeah.
It's Missing in Black LLC .com.
Yeah.
And they if you go out to their website, you can vote for them to get a $25,000 grant.
Okay. Yeah.
So please do that if y'all can.
Because I was watching it, and you're right. Young black girls go missing. They do not get the same
They
media
be like
coverage.
they ran away.
Yeah.
They ran away. No, where they
They
at?
don't get the same media coverage that other white
all
girls get.
all ethnicities that aren't white.
Yeah, all people of color. If you
Yes.
ain't white, you're not getting that same media coverage that they get, and it's unfortunate.
So I'm gonna pull a Missing in Black from across the country and give it to Roy so he can post it. You never know who you might see. You never know one person touch another person. I believe we only separated by 6 people myself. So 6 degrees of separation is the thing that I believe in, and it made it, it works in my life. Like, I meet people all the time that know somebody that I know. And if we can find these people, or we can help.
Or at least help.
Maybe we cited or, anything. You never know. This lady was missing for 50 years. Her people did not know where she was for 50 years. This lady has stole her, and she couldn't find them. And then now with DNA and everything, she was able to hook up to the lady who do the DNA detective lady, was able to find the great-grandparents, drilled it down to the grandparents, found her mama and her sister, and now she connected back to her family. But she was separated them for 50 years because somebody stole her. Another black woman stole somebody else's black child and raised her as her own. So, yeah, we need to step up and be conscious in the earth that we are in and help one another. Because this is it. That's all we got. Just us, one another,
That's it.
All right.
All right, well, we're going to go to break, and we will be right back shortly.
Young fella.
Thank you guys for what you do for HBCU athletics. This is a fantastic avenue for all of us. This is our ESPN, so we love what you guys do, and all you guys at BCSN. We really appreciate what it is that you guys do for us. Thank you guys for what you do for HBCU athletics. This is a fantastic avenue for all of us. This is our ESPN, so we love what you guys do. Brian, AD, Roy, all you guys at BCSN. We really appreciate what it is that you guys do for us.
It's like a loop machine. All around town, people trying to get down. It's like a loop machine.
Follow the Black College Sports Network and all of our shows on YouTube. You can find us at MyJBN Online and on all social media at MyBCSN1.
For my people that don't get to see me, trying to remind you who you are, just like in Romans.
All right, that was a commercial break. Hope y'all will look at the people that on the advertisement and look at their websites. And if you want to do business with them and it goes with your things, do business with them. How about that? If y'all want to advertise, I know Jericho Broadcasting would like you too. So let us know. You can advertise on our show. Okay? All right, we're back. So, our second topic is 7 ways to heal your childhood trauma. Now, this probably could take all day. We're going to do our best. What's the 7 topics that we get 7 ways? Because number 1, I know, is you got to work on yourself. But
number 1 is you got to acknowledge that the trauma happened and you know, acknowledge it for what it is. It happened. There's nothing that you can do, and keep it moving. Because until you acknowledge that it happened and that, you know, there's nothing really that you can do to change it because it's the past, try to move forward. Like I said, get off of Woe Is Me Street.
And that happened in the movie that I just watched with Halle Berry. That was good too, Bruce. Oh my God, I've been watching TV all week. But what she was saying about her trauma was she was being raped as a child. But her mother was like, you ain't never say nothing. You know what I'm saying? But children are, you know, in these situations, that is something that they don't know they can do. And it's okay. But when you come to an adult and they don't recognize or they don't accept the fact and they just like wig out on you and say, well, I didn't know. I mean, you got to let them go with that because they didn't maybe know. I don't know. But for you as a child, you cannot blame yourself for what happened to you as a child. You didn't do anything to cause anybody to do that to you. Mm-hmm. They were wrong. Big and small, what she said, big supposed to protect small. Mm-hmm. And someone wasn't protecting the small, you know, and it's a very serious issue out here. You know, people are not good people all the time, and they will take advantage of young children. Mm-hmm. When that is a situation as a child on the impact of childhood trauma, you know, you may have to get some mental health counseling to also relieve yourself of those, you know, memories and guilt and things like that.
Yeah, that's true.
What else was on
Number 2 is reclaim control.
Okay, reclaim control.
You're in control. I mean, you have to change the narrative pretty much. You have to reclaim control of your life so that you can heal your pain. Because if you constantly live in the past and you constantly live in what happened, that person still has control over you.
Yeah, they do. The whole situation has control over you.
Yeah, that person still has control over you. So you have to reclaim control. You have to say, okay, you know what, it happened. That person was an asshole, or that person was trash, or whatever. And you have to try to find a way to move on. Because if you don't, what's going to happen is going to spill into other areas of your life. Yeah. And they win.
They win twice.
Yeah, they win twice. So don't let them win twice.
Yeah. And it's I mean, I'm sure if we raised our hand, that things happen to you as a young person that you wish hadn't happened to you. And,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and in the African-American community, we don't deal with trauma real well.
We don't.
We
And
just,
we don't
like,
be dealing with perverted ass, you know, people touching kids. We just keep the kids away from that person.
Yeah, that person need to go to jail.
Instead of discussing it and having their ass locked up, they be like, oh, don't leave them kids around so-and-so. No.
For real. That's
don't
the
let
way
so-and-so,
we deal
don't
with
let
it.
so-and-so babysit. Where's so-and-so at? Where them kids at? No.
Yeah.
He don't even need to be at none of the family functions. If you done touch some kids, you don't need to be at nobody's family function.
So sad. And then everybody who having children aren't good parents.
Yeah.
It doesn't make you a good parent because you had a child.
Right.
And parents and people with children, and then they end up having more than one, and they already have mental problems and stuff like that. Family, it take a village, and when you see people struggling with their children, or they seem like they having mental health problems, those children in danger. Like they said, now if you see something, say something. I don't think it's. We used to have this code: don't get in people's business, but the children are being nowadays. Children are getting killed. This autistic child just got murdered.
Yeah, I saw that 8 years old.
What?
8 years old.
And her mother involved. What is that? Something had to have been happening before that happened.
Yeah.
Somebody saw her abusing that child before this happened. I can't believe this just was a one-time incident. And people need help, especially when you have a child that's non-manageable. Autism is different in every child, and it can be very overwhelming.
Yeah.
So you have to have some help, or and the world is anti-family. It ain't got a lot of good social programs that it got them, but it ain't really geared for helping everybody. So I don't know what you're supposed to do, but I know that you got to ask for help, or somebody see it, somebody need to report it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Number 3, seek support and don't isolate yourself.
There you go.
It says a natural instinct of trauma people are, is to isolate yourself from others, but it said it will only make things worse. A big part of healing is connecting to people. So if you can make an effort to try to be around people, and that's true. When you've been in a traumatic experience or whatever, you don't do good being around people. They probably got about 30 minutes, and then after that it's like, what y'all about to do?
Right.
So you have to kind of push through that and try to fight through that to find to not isolate yourself, because it doesn't help. Especially if you're dealing with post-traumatic stress disorder or any type of depression, and you constantly isolating yourself from people, you don't get better. So, and then people who are introverted too. Yeah. That's something else. You have introverts, we recharge and get our energy by being alone, but because being around a lot of people drain us. So you have to try to find a balance in that too.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, wow. That's good news. That's good information.
Number 4, it says take care of your health.
Yeah. A lot of times, even when you have past trauma and stuff, you don't take care of your physical health, and then it just add more problems to your mental health. Because if your body is sick, oh man, you're just really going to have a lot to deal with.
Yeah. So that's why it's important, to try to exercise regularly. Have a pretty decent diet. I ain't saying you gotta be on no strict diet or anything like that. Be on keto or anything like that. Eat what you like, but don't overindulge. But I'm gonna tell you something. Exercise is good for depression. Okay. Exercise is really good for depression, and I'm gonna tell you, because after I exercise, I feel so much better. But when you depressed, though, so it'd be hard to exercise.
I know, it's like a battle of strength.
It'd be hard, because I remember my psychiatrist telling me, when you exercise, he was like, sometimes he was like, I tell you, to don't follow your mind. He's like, but if your mind try to stop you from exercising, this is the one time I want you to, not follow your mind.
Yeah, okay. That's a double-edged sword. Because that's good for you.
Because it's good for you.
Yeah, your mind it's like the devil on your shoulder. You know what I'm saying? He ain't gonna tell you nothing good.
Yeah, but the thing is, you just gotta get up and just put on your tennis shoes
and just walk out the door.
And just walk out the door. And even if you don't go to the gym, if you don't do nothing but circle the block, just be outside. Do that. Be outside in nature. Some of the what they call the new age people, religious people. I ain't gonna say religious, but the new age people.
Okay.
They say, walk outside barefoot. You
I
know,
love
because
being
if you walk
barefoot.
if you walk in like the grass or whatever barefoot, it reconnects you to nature. So that's supposed to have some sort of healing properties in it too. So you definitely want to do that. Also, as part of taking care of your health is also journaling.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, my
get
sister
a
does.
journal and write down, you know, your thoughts in your journal. You can also write down what happened to you. Write a letter to the person who wronged you and be as mad as you want to be about it. And you don't have to send it to them. You can burn it up.
Yeah. It
You
gets
can
it out
tear
your
it up.
head.
And you can, you know, and you can release it.
Yeah.
Because I know that every New Year's Eve, we used to do this exercise. I used to do this with Kim Africa. She's a coach, a life coach.
Okay.
And we used to do this this exercise where we just write down stuff from, you know, past stuff that we want to release.
Yeah.
And then at 12 o'clock, we go outside and we burn it.
Yeah.
We write down everything that you want to release, and we go outside and we take the paper and we burn it.
Yeah, that's a good way to start a year. Mm-hmm. That's a good way to release whatever toxic thing you had built up and let it go. Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah.
And you can do that for for prosperity. You can also send it up. You know, you can do a lot of things to make yourself, you know, feel better or to engage in your own healing. You have to engage in your own healing. Was that the last one? I don't know. Oh.
Number 5, learn the true meaning of acceptance and letting go.
Oh. Yeah, you have to accept things you can't change. Like, that's the serenity prayer. You know, Lord, give me the strength to make changes that I can and accept the ones that I can't. So you have to do what you can do in this body because you can't do nothing else. You only got yourself. You are over yourself. And if you let anything, you know, deter you from what you can do, you know, I know it takes a while to get some bad energy out of you. It does. It does. So it's not saying that that's going to happen overnight. You know, we all, like Pastor said, we can raise our hands. Everybody be acting like they got some, they can fix you. You see what I'm saying? Right.
But let me also say this, too, because I heard that I can't even remember it now, but be careful of the things that you say around water, because water holds a vibration. And like the words and stuff that you speak, and if you're always talking negative and then you drinking water, you are actually putting that negativity in your body.
Whoa.
So somebody once said, you know, be careful of the things that you say when around water. And if you also want to change it, then you say positive stuff around like a glass of water or whatever, and then drink it.
Well, I know that I'm connected to the ocean. Like when it was time for me to have my surgery, I went to California in January, and I went out to the beach, and I put my feet in the ocean, and I prayed for healing because my surgery was the next month, and I just felt like it was all good. And you know, next month I had surgery. I had no cancer; it was all gone.
Yeah.
And
water is healing.
Yeah,
water really
so
is
I
a
mean,
healing,
whenever I need to recharge, I have to see the ocean.
Me too.
It has
I
to be
love
the ocean.
I love the ocean. I don't know
Yes.
what it is about the ocean, but I love it.
Me too. I love it. Now, I ain't no swimmer, but I'll get knee deep. That's about it.
Yeah,
and I'll sit in it and let it hit me in the face. But I ain't gonna be out there swimming or trying to do no tricks or nothing. It's too far out. When I was in Jamaica, he took us all the way out to where the water was blue again on this little bitty thing. I said, I cannot believe that I'd have let this man bring me in the middle of the ocean in this little bitty old thing. And I was like trying not to have a panic attack and everything. I was like, so when we going back, you know? But it was still beautiful. But, oh, Jesus, the blue and the green, it was nice. You know, salt water and it meant, yeah, it was beautiful. But, yes, don't do that anymore.
Right.
But, yes, water is a beautiful thing. Even just going to take a shower,
Yeah.
you know, that washes off the dirt of the day and it resets your mind, you know, or in the morning or whatever, whenever you take your bath.
If I can find my recipe, I'm going to. I will post it to our page of these baths that you can take with Epsom salts. It's lavender.
Yes.
And also a little bit of baking soda.
Oh,
And
yeah,
you have to
baking
get the
soda.
water as hot
Yeah.
as you can get it.
Okay,
You set
and
some
then drain it.
candles and get the mood right or whatever, some nice soft music, and you have the water as hot as you can stand it, and you put this in there. You put this mixture in there, and you just sit there and just release. Let
Yeah.
go of stuff that you
And that
want to
pulls
let go.
out toxins.
And that pulls out toxins too.
That baking soda does.
Yeah, so I'll have to find a recipe because I do it. I don't do it that often.
Yeah.
But
Let it do it. And I got some I got some Epsom salt I found in the baby oil. It got Epsom salt. It got lavender. It got shea butter in it.
Yeah.
I mean, you get in that water, you go to sleep instantly.
Yeah.
You have to rest your mind too, because a lot of times that I think I'm more tired too, because I like to listen to stuff in my ears when I go to sleep, so my mind is never asleep. So I need to work on that. I don't sleep well.
Because your subconscious mind is that's when your subconscious mind is really taking over. So if you're listening to something positive, you're doing good. Because I listen to either rain sounds with thunder, or I listen to subliminal messages every night.
Okay.
Faithfully.
Okay.
Like, so it's always saying some positive affirmations or whatever. No, it will work out for me, the next day, because I might set it off, but
But at least
I'm trying.
At least you trying. That's all we can do is try. I mean,
but I listen to it because for me it calms my mind. So I love to listen to thunderstorm.
Yeah.
While I'm asleep, and then I found some meditations that has the rain sounds, but it also has some subliminal messages that I can't hear those messages. All I can hear is the rain, but my unconscious mind can, because once you get into that certain level of sleep, then your unconscious mind takes over, and people don't realize that that's when the magic happens.
Right.
Because if it can get past the subconscious, because we'll think something away. We be trying to, put things in little areas or whatever, and we be trying to make some sense out of stuff, and sometimes it just, it is what it is. Number 6 is replace bad habits with good ones.
Yeah.
So if you're always negative and you mistrusting of others, and so you try not to think like that. Try not to think negative. And I know it's easier to think negative than it is to think positive. But if it's not helping you, then try to figure out a way and try to figure out some tools. And again, here they recommend seeing a therapist to help you break that bad habit, because if you just always got negative thoughts and you just always living in the past and you always got negative thoughts and you think you Tupac, you against the world.
You see how that worked out for him.
Things ain't gonna get better for you. I'm sorry, but things are not gonna get better. So you can either make a decision that I want to change my life and live and truly live a better life, or I'm just gonna stay stuck in my ways. But it's up to you, because it's your life. But if you're miserable, why not try something else?
Why? It can be no worse. I mean, unless it's worse.
Yeah.
But like Fantasia said, some of her fans was like, "Why you ain't singing about missing you and all this kind of, the stuff that she first started."
Yeah.
And then she said, "Because if you keep talking about all of that, you ain't gonna never have the good stuff." Yes.
And Snoop said that too. Remember, Snoop said that when he changed his rap from murder was the case and they gave me and all this and that. He's like, his life changed. He's like, when he was rapping all that stuff started,
happening
started manifesting, because
he was
on trial
for murder.
Yeah, so he said once he started changing his rap to other stuff, his life changed.
Well, Pac said it all the time, he wasn't gonna live long. He was living in the manifestation of his things.
But he probably already knew.
Yeah, he might have already perceived it.
But see, some people come here, because here's the thing: we are spiritual people.
Yeah.
But we get it twisted when we come here thinking that we're human beings, but we're actually spiritual beings having a human experience.
That's it.
So Pop probably came here already in tune with his vibration. He already knew why he was here. That's probably why he excelled so fast at such a young age, because he knew that his time in this incarnation was not going to be long. You know what I'm saying? Same thing that Whitney Houston mom said about her.
Yeah.
That she had a feeling that Whitney was... something told her something that Whitney was not going to be here long. Okay. So you see the stuff that she did while she was here, in that short span that she was here, because it wasn't meant for her to be here for a long time. So her exit point was her exit point. Same thing with Chad Boswick. Is that his name? Am I saying right? Chadwick Boseman. Yeah. Same thing. He's a great actor.
Oh my gosh.
And he wasn't here that long.
Not that long.
You just never know what people come here for and how long they come here for.
True. Yeah, and then we're here. We're here.
So the last one is be patient with yourself. So if you're trying and things ain't working like you want it to work, just be patient with yourself. Don't give up, and just keep going. Keep trying to make those small changes. If you make a change a day, that's cool. If you don't, that's cool. Just make small changes. If you take some steps back, it's okay. But just don't give up with trying to move past that, because when you give up, then you definitely ain't going to have a chance for a miracle to happen or for change to happen in your life. You really going to be stuck in that whole cycle.
Yeah.
So, baby steps. You got to crawl before you can walk. So take baby steps. So that's all I have. Did you have anything else?
It was just the impact of childhood trauma. It's a graph. It just goes over, different types of things that happen because you were impacted as a child. It does impact your brain development, your behavior, poor self-regulation, social withdrawal, mental health, depression, anxiety, negative self-image, low self-esteem, PTSD, suicidal. Your relationships, and that's what we talk about. That's it on the board. Basically, attachment problems, your poor understanding of social interaction, difficulty forming relationship with peers, problems in romantic relationships. It happens. This is your base foundation is what causes your future situations. So once you identify that you have been impacted, you have to make the steps to get healed and to work it out. Because we are a spiritual being. We only here to do the work that we're here to do. And we're not here to suffer. Yeah. And we need to work on what we can do. And there's a pathway to healing. Yeah. So you have to choose
get on the pathway. You gotta get up and get on it. You can't get on yellow brick road. You can't.
There's no yellow brick road.
You can't just sit on the sideline and be like, "Woe was me" all the time.
Right.
You just can't. You gotta let that shit go.
Take your life back.
You gotta take back control of your life. Whatever happened in your life, because I realized, I feel like, I should have set my life up better.
We all do.
But you know what? Guess what? I didn't. So you know what? I can either wallow in it.
Honesty is honesty.
I can either wallow in the fact that I owe all this thousands of dollars in student loans, and I work at a place where you can check some high school on the application, or I can say, you know what, I'm gonna make a change. I can tap into some of my gifts and talents that I have, and say, you know what, I'm gonna stop bullshitting with these gifts and talents because they could probably take me to where I want to be. Or I can sit back on the sideline and be like, man, I hate this job. I had to work on Thanksgiving, and I ain't want to. I ain't never worked on a Thanksgiving before. I could sit back there and be like, well, it's me. Or I could be like, you know what, man, I understand. I respect this company. I appreciate this company for giving me a job. But that whoever built that company, that was their vision.
That was.
They got people. They hired people to work their vision.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a part of working their vision.
Right.
So I got to do what I need to do to work my vision.
Yeah.
So as we end out this year, I'm going to put a plan in place so that come 2022, I'm going to start working my vision.
Come on.
So ain't nobody going to be putting me to work on their vision. Now we in a circle. We done formed a team.
Yeah.
And we all helping each other with their vision. That's good. But I ain't gonna be do that.
And it's real. You have to know what works for you. I mean, starting a business from scratch is hard. And I mean, you just have to keep going. Even if you don't make no money, we come here, we do this for you all, we do it for ourselves. But it's a commitment, and you got to stay committed to your own dream because you don't know when it's gonna kick off. I mean, you never know. I mean, again, I'm using Kevin Hart as an example. He was doing them same jokes for a long time.
Many comedians were,
and a lot of people do. And just like Steve Harvey didn't get into his millions until he got in his 50s.
Yeah, and Steve Harvey said he told the same jokes and he was getting paid $25.
And
he paid the same jokes, and then he started getting paid $250 for the same jokes. Then he got paid $2,500 for them same jokes. Now he making millions.
Stick with your stuff. Stick with your stuff.
But I think what it is though, because of the society we live in, it's such a microwave society that we don't want to wait and grind it out and just keep grinding and keep until we get the results. We be like, man, fuck this.
Right. Yeah.
But we can't because at the end of the day, if you don't bet on yourself, you're gonna be working for somebody else's vision. And they gonna be good. They gonna be the one getting the bonuses. They gonna be the ones with the private jet. And you gonna be down there trying to ask for permission to take
do
off.
Something. Yeah, you gotta ask permission for you to do your thing.
For you to take off. You gotta ask for permission.
Okay.
That don't sound right. That don't sound right with my son.
And that 5 days a week crap is still lousy. Why we gotta work 5 days a week?
So I'm just saying, if you have a vision, if you have a goal, I don't know why we over here.
I don't know. Some
if you have a vision or you have a goal or something, I'm gonna tell you right now, don't give up.
Don't give up.
So I posted this meme that I stole from somebody else about Michael Myers. They said Michael Myers taught them that no matter how slow you move, just move at your own pace and you could kill shit every time.
Okay.
And I know I'm paraphrasing because that's
Is that like the pinky thing? I mean, like
no, because you know Michael Myers when he could get the killing,
oh,
he don't never walk no
you
fast.
talking about Michael Myers, the killer?
Yeah, he don't never walk fast. He be walking at the same pace.
Yeah,
he still
and then
gets
he's in there.
Yeah,
he walk you down. That's what that's called.
So that's what they were saying. No matter, he moved at his own pace and he killed shit every time.
That's funny. All right, move at your own pace now. You'll get it.
Right.
So, all right, we have a closing affirmation. I love LaShawn's affirmations that she picked out, and this one resonated with me when I read it. So here it is for you all. It says, I may not be where I want to be, but the more I work, the better things will be. There you go.
There it is. And we are at the end of the show. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Let me just shout out because I know we over a little bit. Monica, thank you for tuning in. Tara-Nee, Billy, Aunt Diane, my brother Sugar Bear, Vicky, Billy. That's all I saw in the chat. They stopped loading the chat, so I don't know if there's any more comments or whatever. But thank you to everybody who tuned in. Thank you to everybody who commented. We appreciate it. And we will see you next Monday.
Thank you for rocking with us at Candid Conversations with
LaShawn
and Sonja. Good night.
We about to